And there we go. That microphone is finally on. About a half an hour late almost. Wow. Yeah, I had some really super heavy traffic. And yeah, ignore the stoppage. Why is that stopping? My stuff is stopping. Hang on. What's going on here? Something is doing weird things. Bit rates are going sky high, and we got something weird going on. I'm not sure what the heck is happening. Almost like somebody's messing with the internet. Is YouTube messing with the internet? I have no idea what was going on there. But I did see the bit rates go high on both of my computers here, and not sure what the heck is going on. Anyway, we should be back to normal though. A picture though. Okay, cool. Anyway, welcome everyone. Glad to have you all on board. I'm your host, DrFox2000. You're watching VolcanoX live stream. Thank you for the welcomes there from Sue and JB and King Colin and I think a Wonky Donkey as well as Billy Bob Joe is here. Welcome. And Hermione and Fluffy, welcome and thank you. Okay, let's see. What did you pay your ISP this month? Yes, I did. A matter of fact, I paid it last month for this month. So it better be on. Yeah, it's paid. Don't you worry about that. That one is a matter of fact. Yeah, I shouldn't have paid them early. I should wait, make them wait and sweat it out. No, I pay my bills on time. That's the way it works. Anyway, welcome everyone, and we'll start out by saying welcome to our moderators, Arizona Snowman, and the Piggy, who's still in the hospital, darn it, and she's in the Kos hospital, and not over in Rhodes, she is in Kos, so she said this morning. Anyway, they're still doing things and trying to figure out what's up and what's down, and I have no idea what's going on there, so it's hurry up and wait and see a game for her, and hopefully they'll get things going. Anyway, that's our wonderful Piggy. She is alive, doing okay, in pain, but doing better. She also had ended up getting some kind of a chest cold or some darn thing. I don't know exactly what was going on there, but that's what she had mentioned this morning. So hopefully she will be okay once they get around all these other things. One fish, why are you buffering? Anyway, rest of our wonderful moderators, Sue, of course, who is already here. And then we've got CND Boy, as well as Yvonne Kunkel, Siggy, Gary, 24/7 Live, AZ Skies, Joseph Fields, Texas, Mona Lisa Smiles, and of course, possibly Lucas Snow as well, and some others. There are others in other places, like, what is it, Carla in Australia, Sanja in Croatia, and you know, the list goes on. Susan in Chicago, and more. What's his that name? Billy down in Tasmania. So all kinds of moderators in there. And wow, new member, John Raper. I picked up a membership there and redid his. So awesome. And thank you for joining back in and being one of the lavaliers. Appreciate the support. All cool that way. And let's see, one fish, I hope you're no longer buffering, just in time for me to throw something else up there and cause some buffering. All right, we're going to pause the canned lava. We'll go over to the charts real quick. I'm going to try to refresh that chart. I'm disappointed. That chart is broken. Let's see what happens. Still broken. Darn it. We're missing about a day's worth of data here. So ever since yesterday's show, no joy, and nothing happened. Thank you, DrFox2000. How about a thank you there, OneFish26. Awesome, and thank you for renewing your membership. I appreciate that wonderful support. Anyway, no chart there, so let's zip up to Grindavik, and we'll have a look at that one. There it is, Grindavik. So, yep, upward trend, and dropped off a little at the top end, or far end, I guess. Same kind of same for the seismic as well as the magmatic there. And then again, a little bit of a drop down here as far as tectonic, and then I know this is machinery working there. Not sure about that earthquake though. I don't think that was part of the machinery. And at the end of the day, of course, we see that downward trend again. Not happy with that. Let's take a look at the Krasavik one real quick, and we'll see if what that one has got to say for itself. There is a Krasavik right there. So upward trend. Hey, Brian, Perfectibility 999 also renewed his membership. Thanks, Brian. And we see this magmatic moved upward, and I had a little drop off. Same thing goes for our seismicity, and then dropped down. Interesting to see that. And of course, tectonic up and down, and tried to get back up and back down. That's right around that same time when we seen the other quake on the other chart. And of course, then a downward drop again. So not sure what the heck is going on there. Wish that other chart was working. Let's take a look at Askia real quick and see what that one's got for us today. And then I may take a little bit of a break here and get some other stuff lined up since I got in here late. John Raper throws in a 2 pound. Wow. Thanks, John. John Raper, just writing that down, throws in a 2 pound super chat. Thank you very kindly, John. Appreciate that wonderful support. Really cool. Alrighty, first, yay, and that is awesome. Anyway, looking at the Askia chart, it's pretty much straight across as far as our magmatic. It did have a little bit of a rise and kind of simmered back down to where it started. Seismicity though, all over the place, and so makes you wonder. Same thing goes for our tectonic action, ups and downs like crazy, and looks like they may have had a little bit of a spike in there. Maybe somebody brought our earthquakes back from yesterday. Darn it, I wonder who those thieves were. Anyway, let's pop you back over to the canned lava for a few minutes. I'm going to go take another short break. Axis Iceland is a good what is a good volcano. There's always a chance of eruption anywhere, anytime. Axis 0069. Glad everyone is doing okay. Welcome, Axis. GeoHub is saying there is an increased risk of an eruption on the peninsula by about April of next year. What's your take on that? It may even happen sooner. We may end up getting a Christmas volcano. One of the things that we do have still sitting underneath the Reykjanes Peninsula, specifically Fagradalfjall, is we do have a magma intrusion sitting underneath it. Magma chamber is partially filled and not quite full, Don't know what's going to go on with it. It's quiet though. That's the thing, and very, very, very interesting to see what will happen. But you think that? Yeah, actually, he was talking about that in his one video there that I watched. I would really love to have a Christmas volcano. And it could be cool. Now, the experts a few years back, they did indicate that, you know, the ongoing activity on the Reykjanes Peninsula will probably last a couple hundred years as far as the increase in activity that we see. So chances of something going off there, very high, very high. Even in, you know, when you look at Fræðarfjall, that's kind of the war zone for the place there, but it doesn't necessarily have to be there. It can happen anywhere on that Reykjanes Peninsula, and it could happen, you know, down by Grindavik. It could happen over beside the Blue Lagoon and those areas. There's a lot of weak points, and that's always, I think, the big thing is where will the magma intrusion actually be sitting, and how much pressure is there, and does it have enough to go and make it happen? If we were to come back in 500 years, do you think Iceland would look very different from space? In 500 years, not that much. If we were to do it in 5,000 years, I would say, yeah, there would be a whole big difference. But I'm slightly limited in lifespan, so either the 500 or the 5,000 year option is really not on the table unless they can figure out how to either A, teleport me through time, or two, put me to sleep for 5,000 years. Wow. That's a long nap. All right, I'm going to go take a little bit of a break. Don't go away. Keep smiling. And I know you want to be part of that 5,000 year nap. I'm not coming back in 500 years. JB, come on. Be a sport. Do it for us. Do it for the lavaliers. All right, I'm going for the break. Hit the like button if you haven't done that yet. I'll be back in 5 minutes or thereabouts. Keep smiling. Thanks, everyone. we go. The microphone is back on. Now, welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000. You're watching VolcanoX, a live stream. Hey, while we're doing this, I'm gonna change it to a day 15 part 2 rather than a day 14 part 2. That one's been on there long enough. Where is a day 29? No, we want to back up a little bit more. Day 21. Nope. Gotta keep going here. Okay, we'll try that one, part 3. Alright, we'll put day 15 apart. Maybe we'll put part 2 on. I don't know. They both look lovely. Okay, let's put that one on. That looks nice. There we go. Some lava for right now. Anyway, that is cool. Okay, so thank you for the welcome backs from Sue and OneFish26 and GB. And JB, don't go swimming in the lava. You don't want to do that. Anyway, yeah, lava makes very poor swimming. And also, it's very poor for doing barbecue on, apparently, or so they say. Dutch oven is a different story. You got to wrap your stuff properly, otherwise all that smell gets in there. It's kind of like an oil fire. I don't know. I don't like that smell. Anyway, welcome back, everyone. Glad to have you here. Let's see, Axis, you put on their comment about that I was into astronomy as well. Yeah, I am. I do have a couple of small scopes. They're nice, but sulfur flavored steak. Yep, just what you want. Just what you want. But, you know, one fish, if you season it properly and you completely wrap it and you use it as a baking place rather than a frying place, that will eliminate it. You can, you know what you can do really well on there is things like a trout. Oops, I'm talking to one fish. I'm so sorry, one fish. I didn't mean that. You can put your... what do they have over there? Those birds? Never mind. Sorry, one fish. Okay, yeah, wrap your steak properly, and you'll be okay. And no, you don't want the donkey meat either. It's not good. Yeah, careful. Anyway, hey, Kathy is here. Welcome. Aloha, Kathy. All right, so we had a look at the rumble chart. Pardon me. Let's take a look at the earthquakes and see what we've got there in Iceland. Not that much today. We got 41 is what we've seen in the last 24 hours. And yes, we do have quakes in various places. They did give us back some up in the northern areas here. So let's go run through these. Kind of in between the peninsula and LD Island, we have a bunch. And there's one from 2203, a 0.45 kilometers down, or 5.2 I should say. A 1.1 from 8.2 kilometers down, a 1421. A 1.4, 7.4 kilometers down, a 1340, yeah. 1341, a 1.5, 7.5 kilometers down. 1.4 from 6 kilometers down, 2154. And 1.2 in magnitude, 5.5 kilometers down, and a 2202. And then this 0.6, 4.7 kilometers down from a 1403. So those are the ones out in the water. We don't see anything right on the tip of the peninsula, but we do have stuff here. There's your Blue Lagoon in that area, and the power plant and the hotel. And Thorbjorn up here. Anyway, we did have 3 quakes over in that area. This one is a 0.85, 3.9 kilometers down from 1531. A little bit bigger one, 2.35, 4.8 kilometers down, 1530. And this one here, a 0.93. 3.5 kilometers down from 1034. So shaking up the Blue Lagoon just a little bit. Going to zoom out for a second. There we go. You see that outline. That, of course, is a Fragile Fjeld. It does go into the water down here a little ways, too. I'm not exactly sure the shape of the end of that system, but it is in the water. And, of course, if we zoom in just a little, that's the location of a Ragnar, Siggy Fisher, and, of course, our latest one, Rebbe, is this guy up here. All right, so down here we got a point 3.2. 1.4 kilometers down from 917. Fairly shallow. This one is a 0.73 from 8.5 kilometers down, 6.8 kilometers, 6:08 in the morning, not kilometers, 6:03 in the morning. Never mind. I'm bad with numbers sometimes. Dyslexia strikes. 0.84, 6.9 kilometers down, 53 minutes after midnight for that, very close to Cape Lear. That depth, I don't know what's going on down there. That's too low. This one, a 0.7, 3.2 kilometers down from 1514, from 1431, a 0.72, and that looks like it was just about at the surface, 135 meters down. 0.6, a little further east, and 5.7 kilometers down, 1507. And then we've got a 0.6, looks fairly fresh, 2122, and 2.2 kilometers down. And we've got a 1.82, 8.6 clicks down from 424. The other one is from 535, a 0.44, 10.5 kilometers down. We'll grab these two over here, and then we'll work with that pile up there. From 2139, a 0.1, 6.2 kilometers down, and a 0.46, 7.7 kilometers down from 1:16 a.m. Now we're getting more swarming up here. Let's pick that a 1 first. It's a 1 in magnitude, 2.5 kilometers down, 1654. Next one is a 0.8, 8.7 kilometers down, 735. 0.2, 5.2 kilometers down from 1340. 0.9 looks like the latest one, 2344, 5.1 kilometers down. 1.72, 3.3 kilometers down from 8:57 this morning. 14 minutes after midnight, a 1.2 and 3.5 kilometers down. We'll grab that 0.9 over there, 4.5 kilometers down from 1544. 1.55, 3.6 kilometers down, 8:35 this morning. Next one is a 0.84, 7 kilometers down, 2 a.m. And then a 1.04, 4.3 kilometers down from 1:34. I think we got them all. We got that 0.8, right? 8.7 clicks down. Yeah, we did. All right, moving on. We got these two. I don't see anything directly at Hekla. We do have a 0.7 there, 1.1 kilometer down, and 11:29 was the time on that one. This one in the middle of nowhere, 1.03 surface quake, 135 meters down, and that is from 10:36 this morning. Down here at Katla, we have a little quake, and that's a 0.74, 1.01 kilometers down, 50 minutes after midnight. Moving on over and upward, there is a Bardabunga, nothing there, Grimsvatn, nothing there, and on our way to Askja, we do have a 1.2, 2 kilometers down, 1504 was the time on that. Askja itself really only has one tiny little quake, a 0.33, 4.8 kilometers down from 9:15. Over here on this side, there's Herdebrag, and we have this one. It's a 1.1, 13.3 kilometers down, 16:27 for him. Moving on up, we do have a few quakes up here today. 1.2, 7.1 kilometers down, 14:25. 0.9, 10.1 kilometers down from 11:18. And right near Grimsey, there's the island of Grimsey, just so you can see it. From 4:55 a.m. 1.61, 13.3 kilometers down. That's quite deep, actually. So, and we got one more way out here. Always have to check. 2.5, 10 kilometers down from 5:27 this morning. All right, let's see. And we didn't miss anyone else. Nope, got them all now. So that's our quakes there. So pretty cool. Hey, Billy Bob Joel, bon appetit. Rice-a-roni. Rice-a-roni. I had rice-a-roni a few times. Haven't had it for a while. I don't know. I should make more rice-a-roni. That stuff is easy to cook, I guess. Anyway, let's, while we're on this, let's talk about Sheldon for a minute. Sheldon volcano, Aleutian Islands, Alaska, 9th strongest paroxysm episode. Spectacular lava fountains and eruption plume drifts more than 125 kilometers. That is pretty cool. Strong ash emissions during the paroxysm episode from Sheldon volcano yesterday. And that is what they are showing. Chicken salad with rice-a-roni. Is that what you're having? Anyway, quite a blast coming out of that volcano. And I'm surprised we didn't see more SO2 yesterday. There's a nice, lovely shot. Impressive paroxysm atop Sheldon as observed from the webcam. And you can see that beautiful lava. And we are quite a distance away from that volcano. And what you see there, that's several hundred meters in height. You know, it's not a small little plume going up there. When you're looking at that from this distance, when you can see it like that, you know that's big. So that's something to bear in mind. Next one is easterly and traveling ash emissions from Sheldon volcano yesterday. And you can see it right there. That stuff is starting to spread out. But really heavy right in here, as it was very tightly packed. And then it starts to really mess up in this area and drop out of the sky. So pretty cool. Very cool to see that. And this one, eruptive episode calmed down yesterday afternoon. That is their latest image. And something unrelated, so we'll leave that be. After 10 days since the latest paroxysm at the volcano, the 9th episode of a vigorous lava fountaining and strong ash emissions appeared yesterday. Typical precursors of a pre-eruptive stage manifested in a several-hour increase in seismic activity. The eruption commenced at about 8:30 local time by generating an increasingly rising black dense ash emissions and impressive lava fountain from the summit event. From the webcam image, flowing fire fountain can be seen. Glowing fire fountain can be seen to reach some lava jets at a height of several hundred meters above the crater. So, several hundred meters, equating to about 600 feet, and that's pretty much the way it is. Spewing tall ash-rich columns reached a maximum elevation of 32,000 feet, 9.7 kilometers. That's pretty tall. That extended about 125 kilometers to the east of the volcano. Spectacular attached Sentinel-3 OLCI image displays the traveling ash, and we already looked at that, so that's all cool. And that's about it. So just figured we'd throw that one in. Another one in the news today is our wonderful Eruption. Eruption is in the news, and the Danakil Depression, Ethiopia. Lava returned to a northern pit crater, and there is the Sentinel-2 shot. A strong thermal radiation in the northern pit crater indicates a lava supply to the lake, and you can see it right there. Awesome. Next, a photo, time lapse. This is actually a time lapse. Okay, so time lapse video of Eruption's activity over the past month, suggesting a rise of the activity within the northern lava lake. Dinkle storm chaser Barbara renewed her membership, finally home after a graveyard shift as a first aider. Welcome back, Barbara. Glad to have you on board. Anyway, that's kind of interesting looking. We see the increase in lava in that pond, and I definitely think that's pretty awesome. All right, let's keep going here. I'm not sure where this one is. Okay, that's a beautiful picture, by the way. That is, okay, so the lava emits from the Hornito at the northern crater lake. So that's Eruption, and that's where the lava is coming from. Pretty cool. I like that. Next one is this one, and that's a tourist watch the active lava lake from the rim of the North Pit crater. Pretty cool. And then we're on to something that is pumice caves, lava tubes, that kind of stuff. All right, let's leave that be. We do have a couple minutes here, so the activity at the volcano's northern pit crater has been increasing slightly over the past month. It's been almost a week today since the situation has been picking up in the crater as an intensifying a strong thermal anomaly was identified in the last satellite false color images presented by Sentinel-2 on August 31st and September 5th. The attached time-lapse video shows that. Yeah, we looked at that, and it is presumably to expect an the usual vigorous lava spattering from the Hornito as a new, highly likely surge of magma arrived in the lava lake. And these are just predictive scenarios based on the previous field reports, as haven't been received a proper on-site information from the expedition leader, geologist, and local guide, Enku, whatever his name is. All right, let's leave that be, and we'll get rid of that one, and of course we'll get rid of that. Hey, there's our alien ship again. 1 minute warning, I'm going to go. I see that. We're going to do that. We got fresh lava cooking there, and that, of course, is the can that we opened from. Hey, that's moving around. That's from the 25th of July, and there you can see our wonderful Rebbe doing its thing, full of lava and splashing. I like that. We need more volcanoes just like that one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not yet hit the like button, please do give it a quick bump. Also, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing, help us grow. And of course, if you want to see bacon seeds, stick around. Lots more to come after the break. There will be bacon seeds, and then we'll see what other shenanigans we can get into. On those notes, keep smiling, play nice in the lava. Here's some wonderful music. And while I am on break, be back in 5, 6, or 7 minutes. Don't go away, and thanks. And there we go. That microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. Wonky donkey. What do you mean inside your flat? I thought you live in a stable. 26.5 Celsius inside my flat, and it's 1:10 a.m. Wow. Thank you for the welcome backs, everyone. From Sue and hey, Bulldog is back. Welcome, and thank you, OneFish26. And I hear you, Sharon Stewart. Oh, hang on. That's I hear you, DrFox2000. All right, got it. Anyway, welcome back, all of you, and glad to have you on board. It is a time for bacon seeds, so we're going to do that. Wonky, where do you live? Wonky lives in a stable in England, I think. He's an English donkey. Thank you for the welcome back, by the way. I'm not sure exactly where he lives. Seeds? It is seeds time. Extra seeds. I don't know if we had extra seeds, but there's the last one from yesterday. And I think that little smiley guy sure is cute. Now, I know Piggy is working on sending us some more. She will be supplying tomorrow's seeds. But today's seeds are brought to you by me, DrFox2000. Tomorrow's seeds will be brought to you by Piggy. These two are cute, but I don't know, for some reason I'm seeing spots before my eyes. An English donkey, and then he have a heat wave too. Good seeds. Yes, I like leaf seeds. Cool. Anyway, looking at that leaf in the pig's mouth. Real quick story. It's one of those Reddit stories. There's a man who owned a butcher shop, and he noticed there was a cat that came along, and it sat outside the store. It actually sat up on one of the paper boxes where they sell the newspapers from, and it was looking into the store, and it was just sitting there and kind of watching what went on. And for about a week it kept sitting there doing its thing, and then finally the butcher had noticed the cat came, and when a customer came in, the cat came in too, and the cat was carrying a leaf, and the cat dropped the leaf over by the pay counter. So the butcher at first thought, what's this silly cat doing? And then he realized the cat was watching how the transactions take place. That the humans are giving the butcher stuff, and the butcher gives them meat in return. So the cat had brought a leaf in, and put it there for the butcher. So the butcher went and got some meat, and gave it to the cat. The next day, the cat came back and brought another leaf. And of course, this kept on going. And then about a week down the road, the cat didn't show up anymore. And the butcher was really concerned. And he went down, and he actually found the cat. It was kind of curled up on the side of the road, and it looked like it was in pain. Apparently it got hit by a car, and so of course he scoops it up and takes it down to the vet and got it all fixed up and everything. And then about a week later they released it, and he didn't know where the cat belonged, so he took it home himself. And of course he lived above the butcher shop, so the cat always got fresh food, and he allowed the cat to come and go from his flat, and whenever it wanted to, and that kind of thing. And it actually ended up being one of his best pets. So I just thought it was a really nice little story. Whoop, I wanted to turn that one off. Turn this one off. There we go. Here's our next spotted pigs. The cat obligate carnivore. Yeah. Anyway, more bacon seeds. And let's go to the next one. These are spotty kind. They do need a kind of a hogwash, though, I think. Long legs, yeah, but they're kind of dirty faced. I think somebody's got to get them in a hogwash. Let's have a look at the next bacon seeds. And, no hogwash required for this little guy. And that is a pretty little guy. I like that. He's got a kind of a mischievous look on his face. And let's go on to our next bacon seed. By the way, if nobody noticed, he's got a heart on his back hip area there. So that's a kind of a neat little pig. Actually, I seen a bunch of different pictures of this same pig from different angles. So obviously the heart is. This isn't the first picture we've got of him. I did see that. So that is pretty cool. My friend's cat is like that, watches everything and figures out how the transactions work. Yep, they are smart. And here's, definitely need some hogwash here. Okay, if there is no hogwash, these guys are going to be just happy. But they like water too, so I'm sure. But definitely hogwash material, and that is a multiple hogwashes for them, so pretty awesome. And the next bacon seeds. That's just one, and he looks like he's kind of shy. He's on a white background, hard to see what is actually pig and what's not. Pretty awesome though. And our next bacon seed is this one. He's smelling dinner somewhere along the way. And that is all cool. And let's go to our next one. That one's got like painted trotters, by the way. Yeah, little ones. Little ones, you know, the new generation, everybody wants to paint their nails. I have no idea how that works. How about these little guys? It's a little quartet, and they're going to sing for you. I don't know how good their harmony is, but that is a nice looking little quartet. And that is pretty cool. Newborns, yep, and they are. They're awesome. And let's get to our next one. And here's three little piggies. Two of them are giving them the right side, and the other one is kind of straight on. And they too seem to have spots, so pretty awesome. And let's hit the next bacon seed. And here's another little one, a very, very newborn kind of a little bacon seed. So pretty awesome. And I think that thing laying over top of his neck looks like it's weighing him down big time. I don't know. It's kind of funny. It's, I guess they haven't got used to it. Yep. And let's get to our last bacon seed. Windmill model behind. Yep, looks cool, Sharon. I seen that too. That is neat. I like those little windmill models. They're kind of neat. All right, last bacon seed for today, ladies and gentlemen. And that is this one. A little pinkish bow. And I bet you that's a girl. And it's smiling and it's happy. I gotta love it when we get happy animals, and again, more spots. That is a very, very, a prize winner. Definitely no hogwash required, so there you go. That is pretty much it for our bacon seeds for today. So yeah, those ones were from me. And of course, tomorrow's will be from Piggy again, since she's sent in some new ones. And of course, you know, she's in the hospital, so even when she's in the hospital, it gives her something to do there, I guess. Boredom. I don't know what else can happen there. Anyway, we had a look at Iceland's earthquakes. I think what we can do is from here we can pop over to Popocatépetl. Well, maybe we'll just go to this one first. We'll go down to South America and we'll take a look and see what we got there. So I did load up the one from Alaska. You can see that is in the late evening for them. Sun's starting to go down. Not seeing anything coming off of that volcano. If there is, again, it's blowing off to the left-hand side, away from us, kind of thing. So we're not able to see a heck of a lot in there. It may be off-gassing a little bit there, but hard to tell from the shot anyway. Next one is Laguna del Mole. Now, that is at sunset time as well. Not going to be able to see a heck of a lot there, but we do know no eruption and lots of snow still up there, as you can see it. So pretty cool. And the last one, of course, is Villarrica, and unfortunately Villarrica is in the clouds, so we're not able to see it at all. And that is as it goes down into the abyss there. I don't know if we even see a single frame of Villarrica. No, nothing. So let's leave that one be. Let's go to the next one. This one apparently is still loading. I don't know why. Let's let it reload here. What are they saying here? Webcam something, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It's still loading. All right. As long as it's loading, that's important. Next one is Messiah volcano. As we're moving northward, the one that was loading was Rincon de la Vieja, and that is in Costa Rica. And of course, Messiah volcano a little further north in Nicaragua. And you can see the arc here of the lava down in the Dungeness pit of doom. Don't ever fall in there. You'll never get out. Let's refresh that one, see if it glows a little bit more. And we'll see. Oh, yeah, it does. So there's that lava down in the bottom. We know this is an active volcano. It's just sitting there with lava in it. Maybe one day it'll fill up that thing all the way, and we'll get to see this erupt. That'd be really cool. Depending on how much lava comes up, though, this camera that they've got mounted there may not last very long. So it's all dependent on lava and how quickly it comes out, I guess. And next one on our list is, and that is actually kind of a nice color. And that is our wonderful, let's see if, I'm trying to move the wrong way here. Nope, that didn't work. Why is that not working? Uh-oh. Almost. There. Okay, that's pretty close. Anyway, you can see the eruptive activity, the plumes of smoke, and the sunset, of course. And somebody else's mouse. My hamster's bigger. I got a bigger hamster than your little mouse. Okay, never mind. Let's go back just a few minutes here and see if we can tell when this pluming was started. And that looks like, well, it looks like they just recently restarted the stream here. And this was about 3 or 4 minutes ago, so not very much time had elapsed since they restarted the stream. And there you go. That's kind of your sunset there behind some broken clouds and some soot of the volcano. if we go back here, I don't know how far back we can go. And that's with it still fairly high, 1740. That is 48 minutes ago. And if we go back a little bit further, why is that not helping me? We were in clouds. Let's see. There's some eruptive stuff popping out there. You can see it in the background. Amongst the cloud, some darkish ash. And I don't know if there's anything else that we can see in here. And that is kind of the scenery right there. So they did restart it when they got out of the clouds, which is really cool and awesome. Let's put it back on live. That is a wonderful Fuego in Guatemala, Central America. So pretty awesome looking. Let's make that one smaller. We'll go over to our next one. And that one is not quite so lucky. It is in the clouds. That is a Popocatépetl. And the Popocatépetl, of course, is about 70 kilometers southeast of Mexico City. And if we go back a little ways, we can see a little bit of it. And the quality isn't that good there. There we go. Going back a little bit more, this is 5 hours and 7 minutes ago. You can see it is pluming some material amongst the clouds. If we go back a little bit further, we can see that it was coming from the volcano in this particular shot. Not sure if this is a cloud moving in here, but definitely material coming up. And that was from 11:02 this morning. This one is from 10:05. You can see the looks like the snow is melting, and that is creating some condensation there as well. Clouds are being built. Automatic, your voice makes me sleepy. Sleepy. I wish I could just fall asleep too. Anyway, that is what we've got going on there. Earlier this morning, of course, 8:18. It's a pretty white-looking puffies. Hey, look, it's a skull. Eyeballs, nose, mouth. Hey, cheekbones. Okay, never mind. Pareidolia will console ya. All right, let's see. And this is a guy laying on his back. Here's his ear. There's his nose, eyebrows, flat top head, or maybe he's got a baseball cap on. And that's his mouth. There's his nose. Okay, and that is all cool. Anyway, looking pretty cool there. And let's see, can we actually get back into the darkness? No, but we can hit the golden times. So let's go back to when things started in the day for them, 6:29 a.m. as the sun was rising. Didn't look too bad. I did watch for a little while last night. Unfortunately, I thought it was going to kind of pop, but it didn't. Anyway, we'll make that one smaller. We'll leave that be. It is break time. I'm going to put you back on our wonderful canned lava. There we go. And that gets Popocatépetl and the Americas out of the way. When we come back from the break, we'll pop over into our wonderful Indonesian area and that part of the world, and we'll have a look around, see what else we've got happening there for quakes. On those notes, keep smiling. If you have not yet hit that like button, give it a quick bop. Also, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing. Hey, a good night, wonky donkey, and take care. And sleep well in your sty. No, hang on. Stable, not sty. Pigs have stables. Donkeys have, no, pigs have sties. Donkeys have stables. There we go. I got it. Peter Greenlee's also here. Welcome, Peter. And J Cell, I see you there. All right. Good night, Trev, and everyone else. I'll be back in about 5, 6, or 7 minutes. Hopefully, we're not buffering or anything like that. And here comes some music. Keep smiling. Play nice in the lava. I'll be back. And there we go. That microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. Glad to have you all on board. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX live stream. Of course, on the screen there we have canned lava from on July 25th at 5 a.m. of Rebi. That's 5 a.m. Icelandic time. Anyway, thank you for the welcome backs from Sue and J Cell and Sarah K, Miles and JB. And I hear you. No, I don't. She's there somewhere. She's probably going, oh, darn it, I forgot. He's back. I got my groceries. Hang on, what is it? It's Wednesday. Is it grocery day? No, she's got singing today. Never mind. That's Sharon Stewart we're talking about. I'm kidding. It's all good. Hey, while it's on here, let me do the volcano report. Oh, Mummy of Hamsters says, oink, oink, welcome, oh, Mummy of Hamsters. Glad to have you on board. And let's see, where's my volcano report? I have it here somewhere. We got Sheldon, we got Erta Ale. Let's see the volcano report. All right, so it's not as bad as yesterday's. Late Tuesday's volcanic activity. I'm surprised there's two left after everything we had. Two volcanoes. Okay, Popocatépetl, Central Mexico. Occasional volcanic ash emissions to 21,000 feet, 6,400 meters, reported at 21:45. Ulawan, New Britain, Papua New Guinea. Volcanic ash to 9,000 feet, 2,700 meters, reported at 23:15. Now, for today's volcanoes, we have 9 on the list, so that is pretty cool. Let's have a look. Dakono, Halmahera Island, Indonesia, volcanic ash to 8,000 feet, 2,400 meters, reported 15 minutes after midnight. Semeru, East Java, Indonesia, volcanic ash to 14,000 feet, or 4,300 meters, reported at 30 minutes after midnight. Sabancaya in Peru, intermittent puffs reported at 45 minutes after midnight, and then unable to detect, reported at 6:45 a.m. Sheldon, Aleutian Islands, Alaska, and we had that separate email report we already looked at, as well as detached volcanic ash area to 32,000 feet, or 9,800 meters, reported at 5:30 this morning. Continuing volcanic ash emissions aloft to 32,000 feet, 9,800 meters, reported at 1,600. So it's a busy volcano now all of a sudden. Popocatépetl, Central Mexico, significant volcanic ash emissions to 21,000 feet, 6,400 meters, reported at 5:45 this morning, and then continuous volcanic ash emissions to the same height at 17:15. Erta Ale at the Adenakil Depression in Ethiopia. We already read that report, and that was pretty cool. Luotalak, Lesser Sunda Island, Indonesia, volcanic ash to 14,000 feet, or 4,300 meters, and that is at 7 a.m. Reventador in Ecuador, volcanic or continuing volcanic ash emissions to 15,000 feet, 4,600 meters, reported at 13:30. Suwanosejima in Japan erupted to over 7,000 feet, or 2,100 meters, reported at 17:15. And we already went over the 2 reports that we had otherwise. Thank you very kindly there, our wonderful Sue Hayes, for sending that report in. As always, excellent stuff, so thank you kindly. And that is what we've got on our volcano report list. Let's move along here, and we will see what we have over at our next one, and that will be Merapi in central Java in Indonesia. And let me get on the right screen here. Hang on. What are we seeing here? Let me just back this one up. We may interrupt this program due to special features. Maybe we won't. Nah. It's just wonky playing with a crane. I thought he went to sleep. It's okay. We'll be okay. I'm just checking something. Let's see. If we go back a little bit more. Yeah, we don't see much. Okay, that's all right. Let me just get back to that screen. And as you can see, 7:46 a.m. there right now, current time. A little on the fuzzy side. I don't know why the picture is at 480. Let's kick it up a little bit. And there's the maximum 720, unfortunately. And if we go back in time a little bit, we notice it's quite cloudy there. Let's see, yeah, cloudiness right there, and there's a little bit of bacon. Hard to tell what's going on, but we see bacon coming down the hill at 2:59 a.m. and that is actually coming down quite far, and it's not coming down the normal path. So kind of neat to see. I hope that isn't a pyroclastic flow, and that is just going down some of the regular ravines that they've got there. Interesting though, seeing nothing else on the screen other than a streak of lava. Kind of a scary, spooky, awesome. Here's a little bit more of that lava at 11 minutes after 1 a.m. That one didn't look like it was moving as quickly, and that's more or less just a side view that we're seeing of that volcano. 23:15 we had another one of those bouts of lava spillage, and pretty cool. And let's see, what else have we got here? Did they switch the cameras at all? We get to see some bacon. I like bacon. Let's move that back a little bit. Oop, I went too far. There you can see the spillage down the sides. This is at 20:02. Then they switched the camera. Kind of looks like a dinosaur with a long neck. Sorry, a pareidolia. Anyway, maybe a dragon. Some fire breathing going on there. I don't know. But we did see some lava come out of the vent. And they did have it in color here. So let's just advance it until we can actually see a little bit of lava coming out. They were zooming in on it. I don't know if they were trying to get a better focus or something. There you can actually see two spots there. So that's kind of interesting. And maybe a little bit of cloud in the way. I have no idea. Trying to get it to the right spot here. Okay, there. It should be starting pretty much now. There we go. Let's watch that bacon coming down the hill. Yeah, Clackers is out shopping, getting ready for his trip south. He said something about needing some beachwear. I have no idea where the heck he's going. I didn't realize ducks needed to go shopping. By the way, where's my credit card? Oh no, the ducks got my credit card. This is going to be crazy. I hope he brings it back without too many charges. Anyway, yeah, a bit of bacon, but it was out of focus on that camera on the top right. Nonetheless, we did see that rolling down the hill, and the bottom left here, of course, showing it in black and white, or IR image, infrared, and that is quite a bit of bacon coming down the hill all at once. So definitely doing its thing. I don't think there was too much more other than that, and we'll put that one back on live, and we'll leave that be, make that smaller, go over to our next volcano, and of course it's one that we may not be able to see, Mount Ruapehu, and we see it's there. Ooh, it was yucky clouds earlier. This is actually, yeah, you see, you can't see it at all. Even going back further, it was a really bad cloud. So I don't know. I think we're probably, that's about the best we're going to see, I think, pretty much. Yep, let's leave it as that. So Mount Ruapehu in New Zealand, covered in clouds, and they don't look happy. They want to do things, change weather. I think they want to get, that's springtime clouds down there for them. Next one, let's go to Taupo, not too far away from Ruapehu, and there is the whole area there. Of course, you see the entire lake. That is the caldera for Taupo. That is a huge volcano. Our wonderful Ruapehu is hiding right behind these clouds over here. That's where Mount Ruapehu is, behind another mountain, and then it's back there. Hey, look, all these cars have the same emblem on them. I wonder if there's something going on here from this company. Anyway, they're open. This, of course, is the wonderful shot courtesy of a Suncourt Hotel and Conference Center there in Taupo in New Zealand, and you can see the caldera is being quiet, and nobody on it, no boats, no nothing. So just some traffic going by, and that's all we got from there. So let's leave that guy be, and we'll put that back onto Merapi so I can find that later, and we will move on to our next volcano of choice, and that is our wonderful Semeru in East Java. And as those clouds that you've seen in West Java, well, or so Central Java, they have them as well in East Java. Why is this at 480p? Now that's a little bit too good. Let's dump it to, there we go, 1080p. All right, so that is what we got there, and unfortunately, the day didn't look very good, and the nighttime didn't either. Let's see if we go here. This is a kind of a strange shot. I don't know. That looks like one nasty spider web going out there, and is that the spider at the end? Anyway, that is a bunch of rain coming down. 'Tis the season, and I don't believe we've seen the volcano at all. So pretty wild. Yeah, that is a kind of a weird looking scenario there. I think that's a spider web going out off of something else. Kind of weird looking, and interesting though. Or is it just the water droplet creating a line? I don't know what it is. Anyway, going back all the way, we get out of the rain, but we can't see a darn thing. So the mountain that's normally in the background here, not visible whatsoever. So let's leave it as that. We'll put this one back on live, and as you can see, no visibility today from Semeru. I did check earlier. Our wonderful Lava TV cabs did not stream the mountain. I think they may have bad weather there, and we don't see any new ones. We seen this from yesterday, so I will leave that be. And let's see, where can we go next? We'll go over to this place called Japan. And they do have volcanoes there once in a while. Let me see if I can find that. Sakurajima, where are you? And why are you dark? No, that is not Sakurajima. Why is Sakurajima hiding on me? All right, there is Sakurajima in Japan, and it is looking pretty nice. Quick peek over at the other shot. The ice cream boat is inbound, so if any of you are in need of ice cream, they'll be docked within 5 minutes, and you can run down there and get some. That is pretty cool. And yep, I may be able to do that right from my break. I'll be able to head down and get my own ice cream, and that is awesome. Yay, ice cream, cartwheels. Anyway, inbound, ice cream alert. Looking at the size of the plume, it looks like it did move up quite a bit there. Let's go back to this shot. You can see what it looked like, and of course it was doing that pretty much all morning long from the looks of things. Again, it switched me. Why would it switch me to 240p from 1080? That is not good. Come on, YouTube, what are you doing? Going back a little bit earlier, wasn't pluming as much, and I'm not going to worry about it though. And the thing that I was kind of concerned with was last night I was seeing a glow, and you can actually see it here at 4:45 a.m. You see how red that is? That is, I'm telling you, there is hot lava inside that caldera, and definitely ready to pop. This one 3:35, and definitely noticeable how red that is. And if we go back even further, and you can see there at 1:32 this morning, that is very much so lit up by lava, and that is pretty cool. And that, I think, was about the brightest time that I seen. So, hey, Mars has landed. Awesome. Going back to live, though, there you go. That's what it's looking like right now. Going to make that one smaller. We'll go to the next one here, see if we can pop that back onto live. And instead, we get commercials. How about that? Isn't that nice? Anyway, there is the close-up of Sakurajima, and you can see the outline of that crater very well in this shot. Pretty awesome, and some birds flying around, and the steam going pretty much straight up. Very awesome to see. Mars, you missed our report on Sheldon. It was awesome. It blew up again. Sue Hayes, ice cream for everyone. Yay, thank you, Sue. And here's our next shot. This one, of course, is of ASO. We can see it there. Today, visibility. It's amazing. And yeah, it's all green, not gray. We do see the steam coming off of the little caldera there, that little lake. And it is continuing to steam as well as give off lots of SO2. It's a good thing Sakurajima didn't pop today. It may have triggered a scrub of a launch of the JAXA module mission. Or I think that's what you said. Oh yeah, okay, well, it didn't pop, so that's a good thing. Anyway, that's what it looks like now. If we go back a bunch of hours, we can see the difference there. You see more steam coming off this morning. If we get back a little bit further, we couldn't tell because of the way everything was flowing as far as clouds. So let's leave that be. And that again changed it from Why does it do that? It knocks down the value of the video. I hate when it does that. Anyway, that's what our wonderful ASO is doing right now, and we'll leave that be. Let's make that smaller. We'll go to the next volcano, and that one doesn't seem to. Oh, there it is. Everything is slow with YouTube today. I came over from the Japanese rocket launch. Awesome. This one 720. Okay. Not sure what that's about, that puffy cloud stuff. If we go back here, we can try to assess whether this thing is off-gassing or not. And I don't know if it will. Still too hard to tell. We do have dragonfly there zipping around, and some interesting clouds. I don't know what's coming from the volcano though. If we go back a little bit more, this is definitely coming from the volcano. 6:48 a.m. Very visible. Lots of white steam slash ash and other things coming out of there. Very likely high in SO2 content. And if we go back a little bit more, this is 4.5 hours ago at 5:32 a.m. About the same thing right there. So pretty cool to be able to see that. During the night, with the stars shining, it was continuing to do what it was doing. So pretty awesome. And let's see, further back you couldn't see it because of the clouds. There we could see a little bit. You can definitely tell in that shot it is off-gassing, and that is at 22:30 from yesterday their time. Putting it back on live, and we'll make that one smaller. Peek over here, or this one. Ice cream boat is still there. You guys can still go get some ice cream. It is a time for me to take another break, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get the canned lava rolling once again. And I am going to go take a break. So for those good people who are here, if you haven't yet hit that like button, give it a quick bop, please. Also, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing if you feel we've earned it. On that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I will be back in 5, 6, or 7 minutes. Play nice in the lava. I'll be back. And there we go, the microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000. You're watching VolcanoX, a live stream. And thanks, Cananaska's country, I see you in there. Well, welcome. And thank you, Mars 2028, as well as Sue. Appreciate that. And yeah, since Mars missed it, I was thinking, well, maybe we should, because we like doing that, is take a look at those ones from Sheldon again. It was kind of neat at seeing those photos from there. So, yeah, well, let's do that. And I hear you, Dr. Fox 2000 from Sharon Stewart, and welcome back, Uncle Doc. Or yeah, thanks, old mummy of hamsters. And yeah, so the ones that we were talking about here was these ones. This one, strong eruption and a nice ash going up there. Pretty cool. And let's see the other shots here. Just doing these for Mars so you can see. Very, very nice, a large plume up there. They guesstimate at about 200 meters or up to 600 feet in height. So that is, wow, that is some awesome stuff. Anyway, that is what was coming out. So that's pretty cool. And then, of course, later on, they had that. This one first. This is the from Sentinel-3. You can see the ash plume, and as it starts to dissipate out here, and you can see how far it actually travels, and real tight here, and then starts messing up as soon as it gets these crosswinds here, and there we go. And next one was this one. From later on, after it calmed down in the afternoon a little bit, yesterday afternoon. So pretty cool. Just figured I'd throw those back in, and then that is an unrelated image. Tinger Caldera. Okay. Tenger. Anyway, we'll leave that be. So that is pretty awesome. I figured I'd show that a second time there real quick. Anyway, it is a time for us to go over and talk about earthquakes. So let me get on the right page here. Earthquake map. There we go. And we'll zoom in up on the top here. Why do I start up here? It's a recognizable place. That's all. I have no favoritism towards Russia or the Kamchatka Peninsula. It's just a unique place that someone can start from on any one of the maps, and it's pretty cool. Anyway, looking at most of what we got here, we don't see much till we get over towards the North American continent here. This is still way out in the water though, 3.1 from 1916 yesterday, 9.1 kilometers down. So really nothing happening there in North America. We do see some more stuff here in Texas, twos and so on. There's just ongoing trouble there. I'm not going to worry about that. Sliding down a little bit more, we do see some larger ones here, 3.6 Puerto Rico, that kind of thing, out in that area. 3.9 Virgin Islands, 3.8 Puerto Rico, and let's see what we got there. Virgin Island 3.7. Anyway, not much going on there. That's pretty standard. And moving down the coastline of South America, we come across this 6.2 at Coquimbo, Coquimbo, Chile. I don't know if I said that right. Anyway, 1748, a fairly new quake, 41.4 kilometers down, and I'm sure that would have rattled dishes in that area, and I know there's a population there, so I'm sure those guys would have been rocked big time. There's a fairly good looking little city or a town, whatever you want to call it, but they would have been shaken and stirred a little bit. And a nice beach, by the way. That is pretty awesome. So yeah, a little bit of activity there, and that is neat to see. Let's zoom back out, and looking here, nothing new down in the South Sandwich Islands, nothing else really there in South America, and nothing in New Zealand according to this. And then moving up, we got this out in Tonga, part of the Kermadec Ridge, 5.1, and that's from 1103, 10 kilometers down. Further on to the north, we had another 4.9, Samoa Islands, and that is from 5:11 a.m., 10 kilometers down. And over in Fiji, 4.3 from 1711 today, 580, 580.7 kilometers down. Going through Indonesia, Papua New Guinea area, nothing there. Eastern Indonesia, we do have this one, Banda Sea, 4.7, 1753 was the time on it today, and 151.3 kilometers down. And then we've got a quake here, very interesting. We know that's in Jakarta, this is Java, that's Sumatra, and this one is, 4.8, Sunda Strait, Indonesia, from 1930, yesterday, 35 kilometers down. That may awaken this guy, and that's Krakatau. You don't know what's going to happen there. Let's zoom back out and see what else we got. This looks like Philippines, 4.9 in Mindanao. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Anyway, 1:51 was the time on that today. 10.6 kilometers down, and a little further north in the Philippines, 4.9 at Tayaman, Philippines. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. 53 minutes after midnight, 10.1 kilometers down. Sliding up, we don't see anything in Japan directly, but we do have this one. This is North Korea, 4.8, and 9:52 was the time on that. 636 kilometers down for that quake. That's quite a deep quake. Moving on over, we don't see anything in China or Tajikistan or Afghanistan and India. Nothing there. Nothing in the Indian Ocean. Nothing new in Africa. Nothing new in Saudi Arabia and those areas. In other words, the Arabian microplate hasn't moved. Well, it may have moved, but it hasn't done anything. Nothing in Turkey, and nothing new in Greece, and nothing new in up here in Poland. That lonely single quake up there is all we got. So that's what we're looking at. Let's take a look, though, what's happening in Hawaii. Zooming in real quick, and actually, I'm not seeing too much here, but let's go through them anyway. These two little areas here, that's the Pahala area, and of course, those quakes are between 26 and 37 kilometers down. This first one here, 2.2 from 22:31. This one is a 2.4 from today at 3:41 a.m. This one is from a 2.0 from 3:28 today. Next one is a 1.8 from yesterday at 22 minutes after 9 p.m. or 2100. This one is 1.8 from 13:48, and the next one beside him is 2.1 from 13:49, and those are all standard depths, so nothing special there. This one 2.6, 5:56 a.m. And then we got this one 2.2, 3:41 this morning, and 2.0 from 6:23, and this one here a 2.0 from 11:25. So that's what we've got in the Pahala area, which is really nothing major, nothing wild, nothing crazy. Let's grab this one up on the hill. 2.1, 5:28 this morning from 4.4 kilometers below sea level. So that is about 6 kilometers down in that area, or almost, yeah, pretty close. We'll check these two. This one is a 1.9 from 8:25 this morning, 600 meters above sea level. And that's a little bit more interesting. Okay. Is there magma on the move? I don't know. This other one here, 0.8 from 9:14. That one's a lot deeper, 8.8 kilometers down. Now let's see what we've got here. Way out, only a 2.6 from 22:48 yesterday, and that was 2.3 kilometers down below sea level. Now the new stuff is all kind of generated in one area here. Let's have a quick peek. 1.9, 17:55, 1.4 kilometers down. Then we've got a 1.9 there from 19:35 yesterday, 1.9 kilometers down. This is a 1.7 from 11:55, 1.5 kilometers below sea level. And this one is a 1.8 from 9:58, 1.5 kilometers down. This one 0.9 from 9 a.m., 1.9 kilometers down. And this is a 1.7 from 9:46, 1.6 clicks down. This is a 1.8 from 5:29, 1.4 kilometers down. Another 1.8 from yesterday at 23:24, 1.2 kilometers down. And this guy here, 3.0 at 9:05, 1.9 kilometers below sea level. 1.8 from 11:17, and that is 1.4 kilometers below sea level. 2.0, 8:52 a.m., 1.6 kilometers below sea level. And that 1.8 to wrap it up from yesterday at 2023, and that's a 1.9, 1.9 kilometers below sea level. So I'm not seeing anything else out in the other areas there, so everything is pretty much confined, and in a way I'm happy that it's kind of shaking a little bit more here. If something's going to happen, let's hope it happens from the caldera and goes from that point. So pretty cool. Anyway, that's our earthquakes for today, ladies and gentlemen, and that is pretty awesome. Nothing really crazy. The biggest one on the plate today, 6.2 down in Chile. Hopefully everyone there is okay. 6.2 is a nasty sized quake. Hopefully they will be all right. And let's see, I did want to see something here. New Madrid area. Here we got something. 2.2. Yesterday's at 21:29, 11.6 kilometers down. We got a few little quakes there. And what is this little lonely guy here? This looks like the back end of the Appalachians. And this one is 2.3 and 13 kilometers north of Double Springs, Alabama. Alabama getting shaken. Shaking the bacon in Alabama. All right, so pretty cool. I just wanted to point those out, and a couple around the Great Lakes. Well, one there, and then up on the peninsula, these older ones here. 1.5. Very small quakes, but they're occurring. That's the neat part. This one in Pennsylvania, 1.7 from the second, so a little bit older. Anyway, let's leave those guys be, Yvonne Kunkel is here. Welcome, Yvonne. Good to see you. And thank you for stopping in. And let's see. What do we want to do next? I don't know what I want to do next. Actually, I'll probably go for a break. And then we'll come back and we'll do the SO2. How about that? Something like that. We'll leave the, well, I'll put it back on here. 5-minute warning. Yep, thanks. Yeah, Yvonne might be familiar with this volcano. Just a little. Just a little. Yvonne, quick, name the volcano. If you say anything other than Rebbe, you're wrong. Ah, boy. That's all cool. I just had to do that. Anyway, I'm having a sip of Pepsi, and just a little, yeah. So, hey, a question for you, Yvonne. Ragnar. Oh, thanks. That's wonderful. Oh. Hey, any more word on our magma there? The magma intrusion. I'm curious. Are we going to see something pop? And when do you predict the next volcano will happen in Iceland, especially on the Reykjanes Peninsula? I'm curious what your opinion might be. Just guessing. I know this wouldn't be it's not professional to guess, but it's just curious. Anyway, let's see. It is a break time, you guys. I'm gonna go do that break, and maybe Yvonne will shed some light on magma intrusions. She, of course, is all get up and go for that. Still ongoing, but no signs for an eruption yet. Ah, okay. Well, that's the fact that it's still ongoing is encouraging. But we'll see what happens. All right, fill up the magma chamber and let's let her rip. Oh, darn it, a wonky donkey already went to bed. We got to get him back out of his stall there. Oh, sorry, he's in the paddock. Let's get him over there to Iceland and start drilling holes. All right. I'm going to go take a break, ladies and gentlemen. After the break, yes, they predict several months, but that's just a guess. Ah, a guess. All right, who managed to bring up the Happy Halloween stuff? Halloween volcanoes? Oh, boy. Yep, and nice lava truck there, Yvonne. I like that. And nice to see you in the blue with green and blue. You're not green, you're blue. But you got a star, so there you go. Or January for my birthday, January 18th for your birthday, oh mummy of hamsters. Am I going to have to write that down? I better write that down. Let's see. Oh, mommy of hamsters. B-Day is January 18th. You'll remind me before then, right? Just in case I lose that paper. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go for a break. After the break, we will take a look at our wonderful SO2 map around the world. And then we'll see if anything else has popped up in the meantime. I might. All right, oh, mummy of hamsters. No worries. Anyway, for those good people who are here, if you have not yet hit that like button, give it a quick bop, help us out. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing if you feel we've earned it on that friendly note. here comes some music, and well, let's see what we got going on. What we got going on. There we go. All right, I'll be back in 5, 6, or 7 minutes. Keep smiling. go. The microphone is back on, and of course we're watching our wonderful Rebbe vent continue to produce lava back in the day. Seventh month, 25th day, 5:44 in the morning. Anyway, thank you for the welcome backs from Sue and old mummy of hamster sing. Welcome back, Uncle Doc. And thank you, Yvonne, for the welcome back in Canada's country. And I hear you, DrFox2000 from Sharon Stewart. All that melody in there. Wow. Anyway, pretty awesome view there. Thanks, Mars 2028. And I'm glad to have you there. Let's park this lava for a few minutes, and we will head over to our SO2 map. And of course, you know, as I always say, we kind of start at the Kamchatka Peninsula because it's a well-known point, and we can start there. Park it, LOL. Park it. Where are we parking it? Anyway, looking at what we got, well, I'm sure you're curious. What's this all about? Where'd that come from? Huh? Anyone know? I'll give you 3 guesses, but the first 2 won't count, and I'm not pointing at anything here. Anyone? I want to guess. Where did that big plume come from? This. Where do you think it might have come from? Do I have to put a name on it? Oh boy. Yeah. Anyway, that is it's a pretty. I like that, but not what we wanted over there. Let's take a look at the Kamchatka Peninsula first. Of course, we have stuff coming off of. What do we got up there? Shivlish and Klyashevskoy, Bezimiani, Karibsky, and down here adding to the stuff is our wonderful Ibico. So, and there's, you know, a couple hundred more other volcanoes there. Anyway, that's all kind of getting combined and flowing into the Bering Sea and then across the Aleutian Islands and kind of carrying on, and then it's got a little bit of an addition to it from Sheldon here, and of course that is from the eruption from Sheldon, and that Sheldon, Sheldon. Okay, and there we go. We shouted it out. Anyway, lots of SO2. And that, of course, I don't know, looking at the wind currents here, that may end up going down here somewhere around Portland, as well as the rest of the North American coast upward. Looking at up north, we see it's already infiltrated into the Yukon and tops of the Northwest Territories. Still seeing some SO2 generated by the smoke. Going upward here from southern side of Great Slave Lake in the Northwest Territories, and then of course Alberta and British Columbia, a bunch of different fires going on. Seeing a little bit down there in southern Saskatchewan as well, southeastern Saskatchewan. Not sure what's going on there, but that is all cool. Doo-whoop style. I'm singing. Everybody's singing now. Anyway, Manitoba looking not bad. Ontario not bad until you get down over here in the busy section where most of the population is, and that's where you see the raised levels. The rest of Quebec, Labrador, looks like. More rain. Are you getting more rain in there, Sue? You're saying stay safe, Doc. Yeah, I'm gonna try. I will try. Anyway, looks pretty clean out here, and that system, yeah, doing its thing with the rain and stuff. really cleaning up. So that is got benefits and, well, I guess pros and cons, as we call them. Looks like not bad there in Newfoundland as well. And going down into the U.S., most of the western states from, I guess, about Illinois on westward are looking pretty empty and clean, with the exception of what's coming up into Arizona here across the Mexican border. So it's not bad there. We do still see populous areas here from Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, those places with very high densities of people, still showing quite a bit of SO2 and a lot of industrial stuff going on there too. So that's what's causing that. We do see it's even gotten into Florida a bit, and of course out in the Atlantic. Going down here, Mexico City and Popocatépetl, just to the south of it, generating that very large plume. I see we have a cleaner on site. In other words, a storm cleaning up the atmosphere or the air, and hopefully it will help dissipate some of that SO2 that was there. That's a lot of SO2 all of a sudden. I don't know. Popocatépetl has been busy. Maybe there's some other influences causing that. And then Central America, we see those guys are all dumping back into the Pacific and getting pulled along that coast. Looks like Acapulco's probably got some higher levels there. And Nevado del Ruiz and his buddies there doing their stuff in Colombia and Ecuador. Nothing really outrageous. Sabancaya down here in Peru, getting into Bolivia, and then onward into northern parts of Argentina. And then, of course, we see the stuff coming from Chile itself, different volcanoes and industrial stuff. Lots going on there. Looks like they've got an air cleaner over here too, over top of Rio and Sao Paulo area, a large one. Anyway, let's carry on. Nothing else down on the southern end. Let's see. We do see a squiggly line here. Just had to throw that one in. That is Michael Volcano right down there in the South Sandwich Islands. And let's see if we keep going here. Oh, what happened? Everything changed on us. Oh, and they updated the map. Cool. This is where everything is flowing. That is neat. So yeah, they updated the map, and I got high SO2 levels. Oh no, I need air. I need air. Okay. Yeah, so things have changed slightly in the U.S. as well since this updated the map. Down California's got some of that going through it as well now. All right, thank you for updating the map. That is good. Messed me up, but it's good. Let's go over here. New Zealand, White Isle volcano doing its thing. And here's more evidence that we got stuff coming from underwater volcanoes. This is something that was there. Well, actually, prior to it updating, it was there as well. So we know something is going on underneath there somewhere, and we'll find it eventually. Yvonne needs to get out there with a submarine. And here we go, and looking at what's going on here in Australia. This is odd, weird, and does not make sense. Why have they got such a high SO2 level there? Our standard stuff is over here at Melbourne, the oil refinery, and then of course over here where the coking plants are. So where's all this coming from? That's weird. Yeah, Yvonne, take a submarine and go here. We really want you to go there. I'm serious. That's the Kermadec Ridge area and Kermadec Islands. You know, it's a tropical cruise. Yeah, it'd be awesome to go take a look at some of those. And if you happen to be over there, you can even go over and have a look at Hunga Tunga Hunga Ha'apai and see what's left. Anyway, let's carry on. We do see, what the heck? I'm hearing some, there's a bird that's very lovely and in appearance, and that is a blue jay. A blue jay is a beautiful looking bird, but somebody forgot to give him singing lessons, okay? Seriously, a blue jay screeches like mad. And I hear several of them out there. They're having a neighborhood conference. Anyway, Tofua out here in Tonga doing its thing. Yasur off-gassing there, not as much, but still very noticeable. Gawa, Aoba still doing their thing. And what is it? Is it Ulan? Oh boy, I forgot the name of it. It's Ulano or something. I gotta look at that list again. Darn it. Where is it? Yeah, Ulawan, if I said it right. That's gotta be in here somewhere as well. So that is pretty cool. Okay, thanks, Sue Ulawan. That's the one I was trying to figure out. I'm not sure exactly where it's located, if it's here, but we'll have to explore that a little bit more. Luotolak still doing its thing, and then, of course, here in East Java, there's a Semaru's plume, and then this is kind of dissipated a little bit, but Merapi is there somewhere. Well, Merapi is over here somewhere, but it's doing its thing. Or is it somewhere there? And I don't think they actually show them. No, that's not Merapi. Where is it? It's here somewhere. There's a Merapi. I knew I could find it. And look at all the places around it. If that thing ever really blew up, like there's literally towns and cities and everything. It's a very, very populated there. I wouldn't want to be there. And then, of course, you get in other places. Gets heavier population. Wow. Anyway, I never looked at that. Yep, Krakatoa is the other one. And, of course, when you look at the map, you have to wonder what's creating this heavy SO2, and it's actually Jakarta and all these other places. A lot of people there. Krakatoa may be producing some SO2, but it's so hard to tell what's coming from there and not from all of the people of Jakarta. So we'll leave it as that. Not sure if Dempo is doing anything down here, but that's kind of interesting as well. And this is Currency and Merapi is right in here. And of course, Sinabang making most of this other plume up top here. Moving over, and Ibu and Dakono working well together on their little what the heck was the name of the island? Oh, I can't remember. Never mind. Well, I keep going. Over here, Mayon creating this plume. Halmahera Island. That's it. And they're friends. They talk to each other. Volcanoes. Anyway, that's where our wonderful Mayon is. So it's doing its thing. And then in this area, that's a tall volcano. And then, of course, you have our wonderful Manila right there as well. So, and a lot of people pollution. So that's going to add to the scheme of things. Taiwan, a fairly heavy industrial stuff going on. And I'm looking at this area, you can definitely tell even out further here. That is from Suwanoshijima. I'm not sure why we see a heavier plume there. Maybe it was drifting upward and then drifted down. Who knows? But Suwanoshijima definitely put some material out. And remember, we were looking at this yesterday. A very heavy SO2 coming from our wonderful Sakurajima. And not only is it glowing at night, but it's throwing out one heck of a lot of bad stuff. Kuchino no Irabujima. Okay, I hope you don't catch any of that further up. All right, there's ASO, and ASO yesterday wasn't doing too much. Today, it's being just as bad as what our Sakurajima is. So I guess maybe just took a day off, went on holidays or something. And let's see what else we got further up here. Not so much happening here in Tokyo, but we do see a little bit of a redness there. It's like a touring around the world. Yeah, it is. Actually, it is in a way. And we go all over the place. I have to update that, Yvonne. No updates as of late, so we'll have to find out where the lava workers are. Maybe you could tell me where they are. Anyway, looking at India, not quite as bad as the other days, but doing okay. And then, of course, down here, we do have some SO2 from the gold smelting plants there in South Africa, and looks pretty heavy duty there in the Democratic Republic of the Congo from Nyamurangere as well as Nyiragongo. Goma 1 and 2, if you didn't get that. But that's pretty awesome. And then over here somewhere is Erta Ale. And we don't know exactly where it is, or if it is adding to the existing SO2 in the region, but it should be. I would say the lava workers are up in the Aleutian Islands. Those guys. You know why they're up there, Sue? I'm going to tell you the secret why they are up there. They're going up for Alaskan king crab. That's the only reason they're up there. They like Alaskan king crab more than me. And that is, it's not good. It's really, really not good. They're not willing to share, from what I understand. Anyway, over here, so it should be there somewhere, Erta Ale, but we can't see it because of the extra pollution from Saudi Arabia and Iraq and Iran and Kuwait and those other places that have oil refineries and dumping all their SO2 out into the area. And looking here, looks like they still have a fairly high SO2 level on the southwestern side of our wonderful Turkey here, near Akos. I don't know if they've got fires going on there. I know they had a fire over in Rhodes, nothing on Akos, but we are seeing a lot of SO2 here. And I hope that's not a prelude to a volcanic eruption. Looking at the rest of the areas here, Crete has got SO2, but not anything from their doing. And of course from Mount Etna, it is sliding down into Libya and then exiting before it gets to Egypt. So that is pretty cool. Stromboli still doing its thing as well. Not seeing anything coming off of our volcano. There we go. And we're falling right into the crater. All right, and there's a volcano. And there we go. Stromboli up here. I don't know what kind of map they got for Stromboli. Oh, kind of a neat. I didn't even know that we could zoom in this far. So pretty cool. Yep, that looks pretty awesome. Anyway, I will zoom back out, and that is what's going on in that region. We do still see a fair amount of SO2 coming out of Serbia, Herzegovina area, Bosnia, and not sure why. And not bad in Spain and Portugal and France, and of course the Switzerland, Austria, those places, Chechnya, and of course then you've got Germany, the side over here, heavy SO2, and that is something. Yvonne's got a secret volcano in her backyard, and she's not telling us. That's okay. Not bad for the other places, and we do see Holland is pretty heavy with SO2 there, but bits in England, and of course Denmark getting some of it. Yeah, keep grinning. I want to know what you're going to call it. I mean, I had a snowcano in my backyard. What are you calling yours? And I know you call it the Eiffel. That could be more dangerous. Anyway, that's our SO2 map for today, ladies and gentlemen. Here's where the current standing is here for Alberta with that system moving in. So pretty freaky to see that. And let's see. Okay, that should be all right. Let's leave it as that, and we'll wonder what else is going to happen with that. Let's put this back on our canned lava, and we'll let that finish off the show. I don't have anything else to add to it for today. It's been a long day. It's been a trying day for me, so a little bit of rest and relaxation I think is in order. And need to just not do anything and relax a little bit. Very go kind of day, so we'll see what happens. If I do get some rest, it'd be nice. Okay, so I don't know who, if anyone else here had anything else to throw in. Yvonne, I don't know if you had anything else to toss in there to let us know when the next eruption is going to be and where it's going to be. I bet you're pretty tight-lipped about that. And anyway, she knows, she just doesn't want to tell us. Actually, I don't think she does. Nope. No idea, eh? Well, I'd love to see something happen. I'm not so sure about Iceland for another couple of months here, for sure. But you know, if we've got magma sitting underneath it, it doesn't surprise me. I wish I would. Yeah. Like Iceland, of course, is probably our best chance for our next reasonable eruption. I haven't heard anything, and I keep looking at La Palma, you know, not necessarily during the show, and La Palma is quiet, and the Canary Islands really, I haven't seen too much going on there. I don't know if you noticed that either, Yvonne. It seems Canary Islands were really quiet as of late, so same thing goes for out at the other islands there, not Canary ones. I'll get it. Hang on. I'm trying to think of what the other islands are. Azores. That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah. Pardon me. Azores have been quite quiet as well. So kind of makes a guy wonder what's happening around the world, right? So hopefully we'll see something erupt, and hopefully wherever it does erupt, it's going to have a good visibility and not necessarily be harmful to anyone. And they're all harmful to a degree with the gases and so on, and the of course Darwinian factor, things like that. But you wish for a volcano in a place like what we had with Ragnar and Siggy Fisher and Rebbe, where it basically becomes a tourist attraction rather than something that's going to kill people and mow down stuff. So anyway, let's leave it as that. We'll end on a positive note though. So yeah, Iceland in the future, yeah, lots of cameras and no buildings in the way. Yeah, that'd be actually pretty cool. And yeah, let's sorry, I gotta clear my throat here. Hang on. Okay, let's try that. So, yeah, yeah, you really don't want anyone getting any kind of a loss or anything like that, and hardship for those people. It's always tough, and I understand some of the places where people are living, they definitely have a very active volcanoes very close by, or actually living on the volcanoes or in them. If you take a look at Italy as an example, and you have to really wonder, like if a Campi as an example, if a Campi popped, we'd have a worldwide disaster, right? That would be a horrible scenario. 2 to 3 million very quickly if it was a quick eruption. So that is something that you don't want happening, right? Yeah, it depends. And again, it's thing that we do have an advantage of now is there are more sensors in place and more ability to be able to read what's going on and give people a bigger chance at survival around some of these volcanoes that do happen in more populated areas. Philippines, as an example, is one of those things where lots of people are aware of the volcanic activity. Yeah, that's true, Yvonne. You could also have a small eruption, and that is very, very true. We can have something, and when I say small, we can refer to something like Rebbe as an example. In the scheme of things, it's tiny. Truly, it's produced quite a bit of magma and stuff and lava, but it's tiny compared to some of the volcanoes out there and some of the other ones that have these much, much larger capabilities. So, when we look at it, we're fortunate, the ones that we've seen and are watching, like what we're seeing on the screen here, this type of thing, that is basically, we have to refer to it as a tourist volcano. Whereas, you get some of those other ones, like Hungatunga, Hunga Ha'apai as an example, wasn't exactly a tourist volcano. Okay. Grandma B says, I'm nodding off here. A time for me to say a good night. Thank you again, Dr. Fox, for another lovely evening. Good night, good day, all. And Grandma B, you take care. And it is a time for me to wrap things up here as well. So thank you. And sleep well, Grandma B. and I'm going to say the same thing to everyone else in here. Beautiful to be able to be on and do our thing, but we need some volcanic action somewhere. So Sheldon is not a tourist volcano. No, they aren't. Any of the ones up there in the Aleutian Islands are not tourist volcanoes. They are really way too far away from populace of any kind to really do anything. So, unfortunately, I wish there were closer ones. Maybe we can get like, something to pop and I wonder, what do we got in Colorado? Anyway, it's time to wrap it up, you guys. Yvonne says, thanks for another great stream tonight, Dr. Fox 2000 and mods and lavaliers and lava family. Have a great day / night, everyone, and I'll see you later. And take care, Yvonne, and all the best to you. I don't know if you're going back to bed or you're going to continue being up. BC volcanoes? Yeah, but those make fire and then I get the smoke over here, so I want them further down south or more up north. I don't know. No more up north is not good either. And south US, I guess, would be kind of interesting. Anyway, don't really want to wish that on them either, but hey, if it happens, it happens. Okay, time to continue to wrap it up. So be good, be kind, take care, everyone. Yvonne is going back to sleep, and Vaniaminov is close to things. Things to a tourist volcano Alaska has. Okay, and that's the closest one. Cool. All right, take care, you guys, and be good. Remember, we are on here every day, so we'll be streaming again tomorrow, same time, same place, and that kind of thing. And of course, we'll put the times up there, and we'll do that. There we go. And you're welcome, Sue. And thank you for helping out with your wonderful reports and so on. That does really help. And all right, be good. There's an incoming bunny for whoever needs to know. So be good, you guys. Take care. All the best. And please just remember my one line that I always say. Please, please tell your loved ones that you love them tonight, for tomorrow is never promised. I'm your host, Dr. Fox 2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Good night, everyone. Take care, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Oink, oink!